to let's talk about something that used to bubble as far as conversations behind the scenes. Back in the 90s, in the early 90s, regarding artists was signed to these record labels, they would get these huge advances, and whether the music sold or not, you got to pay those advances back. If the label is fronting the money for the hotels and the food, and you want to drink, you're gonna have fun, you're gonna have your homies with you and all that, the record label is paying for everything up front. And if your music don't hit the way they're gassing you up for it to hit, you don't even break even. You end up owing the record label 10 times over. So all your future projects that you put out, you're basically putting out with the sole purpose in mind of paying back the initial advances and the things that the label paid for up front. And a lot of artists was getting ate up behind them deals. And 360 deals. A lot of motherfuckers was complaining about that shit in the 90s. And I understood. I felt they pain. But see, in this new digital age that we live in now, like, I'm gonna leave a link to this article that I got off TMZ, and this brother talking about he's an artist. I'm not familiar with him and who he is and his music and nothing like that, but what he's saying is spot on. I mean, brother's been saying it since the 90s. Like, these deals are not artist friendly. The only people that make money off this transaction is the actual record label. And it's like, if that's the case, if artists knew then what they knew now, everybody would have been independent off the rip. Even if you had to buy you a CD presser, press your own CDs, you probably would prefer to do that rather than deal with these snaky record labels. And now, with the digital revolution that's going on right now, like this brother said in his video, like, a lot of the stuff that the labels say that they're doing for you or gonna do for you, you can pretty much do all that stuff yourself without having to pay anybody. You don't need them anymore. And it's a long time coming. I can't wait for record labels to go the way of the dinosaur, because it's just like regular mainstream media today. A lot of people don't rely on them for information. They choose alternative sources to get information because that's how you get to the truth. Now, you parlay that to the record industry, especially in hip hop. No longer will the artists have to deal with these backstabbing, snaky A&Rs and record execs who, in the fine print, end up taking more than they say they're gonna take. Even though that portion is still on YouTube, you should read that contract like thoroughly from front page to back page. And anything you don't understand, hire somebody that's business minded, somebody that knows the industry, or don't go at it alone. But the good news is, it's coming to an end. You're pretty much not gonna have to deal with that stuff anymore. You can pretty much go independent and do it. You can distribute your own stuff. You can market yourself. Digital marketing or whatever. You can do all this stuff yourself. You don't need these record labels anymore. And that's the good thing about this digital age that we're in right now. This digital renaissance that we're going through right now. That's the good thing. And it's gonna get better because, especially with that, there's a company, the name slips me right now, but they're following the format of the music streaming services like Tidal and iTunes, but in the form of you being able to pay a subscription in order for you to gain access to a sample. So you pay for that sample right then and there, and you can use it in any of your music. It's, you know, the original creator of the piece, the artwork, the sample that you're buying, you can clear that right away, put that in your song, and you're off. There's no more red tape, and that's thanks to technology. I forgot the name of the company. If I ever come across it again, I'll make another video about that company, and hopefully it's getting the push and the backing that it deserves, because I want artists to be able to sample again, because there's a lot of soulful music, like from the 70s, especially 60s, 70s, and 80s. There's a lot of soulful music that can be, the original artists can get their cut, like off the top, and then, you know, if you're creative, you have any kind of creativity about you, you can take that music, sample it, put it in your own music, and make another hit. And it just eliminates all the red tape and nonsense. And that's another thing that's going to push in a direction to where these record labels are going to just die off one by one. I mean, Snoop was able to buy Death Row, and that's, you know, that's probably good for him personally. He has a lot of history, Death Row, and if it's for nothing more than nostalgia purposes, you know, he got all his masters and he's set. But overall, being on a record label, that's about to be something in the past. That's about to be like trying to drive a car on square wheels. You know, something of the past. On cement block wheels that are square, you know. It's gonna be like that. These record labels are gonna die rapidly, and it's gonna start out subtle. It's gonna start out real slow. It's kind of starting out now, but the more the digital age just keeps advancing and coming up with new stuff, these record labels are gonna just die like fast. Boom, boom, boom. And then after that, new artists that you come across, it's gonna be digital. You want to support that music. It's gonna be like a direct transaction to the fans going into the future. Record labels not gonna get that middle cut anymore. They're gonna be non-existent. You wanna buy this music, you wanna be able to stream this music, you're gonna have to pay the artist directly. It's gonna be hand in hand, like you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a new renaissance, like almost like in the 90s. And I'm looking forward to it, because I even knew way back then that record labels was cheating artists out of money, a lot of money, to the point where the artists is, you know, in perpetual catch-up mode the whole time. Their whole career, they're trying to catch up to the advance that they got up front. They didn't think about that up front because they saw that money up front. They ain't never seen that much money in their life. So they took the money, then on the back end, now that they owe, and if the music don't hit the way they thought, they still owe. So all the music that come behind that, that music is to help pay off your debt. And then a lot of times, by the time, you know, 2, 3, 4 albums later, let's say that debt is finally paid, like little by little, step by step, you don't even have the same buzz anymore. You on your way out the door. So the whole time you was buzzing, and the little money that was made off your music, the record label got most of that. And now your cycle is over. You're not as popular anymore. You're on your way out the door, and you damn near at square one. You don't really have that much money, no direction, and now you pretty much looking for another come up. You're basically starting your life, starting your career overall, all over again. So y'all check out this. I'm gonna put this link in the description box down below. Y'all let me know what y'all think. And personally, I'm happy for the artists that record labels are dying off. So shout out to the artists, past, present, and future. This will work out better for you in the long run. So that being said, Red Blizzard